Yeah, 9 days into fall camp, really like what we're seeing from our guys from a toughness standpoint, from a mentality standpoint. Obviously, with the exception of today, the weather has been pretty challenging, and our guys have not backed down. They've done a really good job of staying hydrated in recovery and staying ahead of the curve physically. So I've been impressed with that. It's been give and take on both sides of the ball. There's been moments where the offense has had their times. There's been moments when the defense has had their time, creating pressure and havoc on the defensive side of the ball, which is what you want to see. You want to see the back and forth on both sides. Yesterday, after careful consideration, made the decision to name Brady Cook our starting quarterback. When we look at the starting quarterback position, we really evaluate five key things. We start with toughness, both mental and physical, the ability to perform at your full God-given ability regardless of the circumstance. And Brady, as well as all of the quarterbacks that we have demonstrated these five characteristics. But these are the things that we really evaluate: preparation, spending the extra time, understanding not only the playbook, but the preparation of understanding your teammates, who they are, what are the matchups, are you spending time in the film room? Decision making, when the ball is in your hand, what do you do? All right, we can coach you up all the way up until the ball is snapped, but you got to have a decision-making mechanism that you're going to take care of the football and take care of your team. And then accuracy, ball placement. There's no defense for the perfect throw, and so we got to have pinpoint accuracy right there. And then the last thing is leadership, which for us is set the example, and then bring others with you. All right. Set the example of what it means to be a great teammate, but then you got to bring other people with you. And, again, all of our quarterbacks throughout camp and throughout their careers have displayed different levels of these things. And it was a battle. I'll say this: I've got more confidence in our quarterback room than since any point that I've had since I've been here. I think there's 4 and 5 solid football players that have competed every single day to be the best version of themselves. And so I'm excited about what they can do. Okay? But in a competition, everybody's got to raise their level a little bit. And I'll say this about our quarterbacks: they didn't back away from the competition. Didn't back away when there was the public pursuit of some transfer quarterbacks. They didn't run. They ran to the fight. And was really proud of them for that. And Brady especially, he ran to the fight. And he never shied away from the competition. He kept working. He kept putting in those extra hours. Spent hours in the film room on Sunday, during the summer. Was here every Saturday with his teammates, leading, making sure we were throwing, making sure we were doing the things that we needed to do. It matters to him to be the starting quarterback at the University of Missouri, and I'm excited that he's our starting quarterback. I know I can lay my head on the pillow knowing that he's going to give us and all these fans in this state everything he's got. So with that, it's going to be his job. Like I told him last night, it's my job to get him to start it, and I've done that. He's earned it. It's up to him to finish. And it's up to him to finish the job at quarterback. And so with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Eli, I don't know if you had a time frame coming in for when you wanted to be settled on a guy, but did you make this decision sooner than you expected to at all?
Yeah, maybe so. I actually thought the competition was really good. We went live with everybody on Sunday. All the quarterbacks were live, and just felt like really after Sunday, came back Monday. Brady had a really good day Sunday in that live scrimmage, taking hits, making plays with his feet, leading the offense on scoring drives. And then I thought he came back the next day and just had another good day, stacked some good days together. And at that point, I just felt like for us offensively and for this team to take the next step, let's solidify who our quarterback was, eliminate the questions and the indecision. And that's what they pay me to do. They pay me to make decisions, and so we made it, and we're going to move forward.
Brady before Day was talking about how we spent a lot of time in the film room too, and you mentioned that too. And how have you seen that in the first week and a half?
Yeah, I think he's obviously got a great grasp on our offensive scheme. I mean, this is for Brady, his third fall camp, and he's put this thing in several times, so he knows the scheme. He's a step ahead of as far as us knowing the adjustments that we need to make. He's doing a really good job with creating the camaraderie and getting on the same page with Connor on our calls and identifications, and so I think that's giving him a heads up. I'd say this: our defense is presenting a lot of different looks, and Blake does a really good job creating havoc on his scheme. So for us to be able to be where we're at offensively with him at quarterback just is a tribute to how much extra time he's put in.
Eli, behind Brady, will those guys keep competing? Is that an ongoing thing that can go on?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll go on all year, but absolutely, I think Sam Horn has done an excellent job since he's been here. I mean, he is a lot further ahead than I kind of expected, to be honest, coming out of not being here and seeing a guy that just shows up in the summer and then gets his fall camp. But he still has his rookie moments, and so we're still letting him just grow into the best version of himself on a daily basis, trying to make sure that we get those young guys. There's a lot of really good young players on our team, but the thing they have to have is reps. So we're prioritizing at the end of every practice, making sure they get reps. Tyler Macon has done everything we've asked him to do. And so has Jack, and both of those guys were disappointed. And I told them, if you weren't disappointed, you don't have the right kind of makeup to be the quarterback. And so they're absolutely disappointed. But they both bounced back today with really good energy and understand that this team's on a bigger mission. And I know both of those guys and all three of those guys will be ready if their number's called.
You mentioned how much it means to Brady to be the starting quarterback, obviously kid from St. Louis. Has he kind of talked to you about what that means really, more in depth than him being from Missouri?
Yeah. I vividly remember the night before the Georgia game telling Brady that I was going to start Tyler in that game and how disappointed he was, but how resilient he was to put the team first. And at that moment, I knew he was a special young man. Because he could have been mad at me, could have been mad at the world, could have pouted, but he waited for his moment and came in there and played with some big heart. And then same thing in the bowl game, came in, played hard, gave us an opportunity to win the game, and obviously it wasn't good enough in both of those games. We got to get better, and we got to play better. But it really meant something to him, in the locker room afterwards, losing, and so I think that. We had another meeting this summer when it was public about all the different transfer opportunities that maybe we were looking into, and he just said, "Coach, it means nothing more to me than be the starting quarterback at the University of Missouri. So I'm here. I'm gonna fight for it, and as long as you're telling me it's an open competition, regardless of what happens, I'm gonna be here." And so, again, he's done everything we've asked him to do and more.
Did any of that surprise you at all? I mean, he went through a coaching change before he got here, and a lot of guys aren't sticking around through a lot of that in this day and age.
No, I mean, I think he's a great young man of character. Obviously, it's a tribute to his parents, who've done just a great job of raising him. Again, it means something for him to be here at the University of Missouri. And man, I can't wait to see the restaurants line up for the Brady Cook endorsements.
Eli, I know you've taken a little bit more of a hands-off role with the quarterbacks this season with Trajan in there. How much have you leaned on him throughout this process over the past sort of 5 days?
Oh, I've been leaning on Bush Hamden my whole life. Ever since I met him. I mean, he's an outstanding person. He's one of the best football coaches I've ever been around. He's a guy that I have complete trust in that room. He's runs the offense on a day-to-day basis when I can't be in there. He's no doubt one of the best coaches in the country, in my opinion. And so I think the other thing that I realize about Coach Hamden is how much it means to him because he lived this same experience. He competed for the job at Boise in his senior year and didn't get it, and so he was able to relate those life experiences to the rest of those guys and still voted captain and still one of those guys that everybody looks up to, from his playing days. So he's got great experience and wisdom, and we're really fortunate here to have him. I think in the past, Mizzou's had a lot of really good assistant coaches that have gone on to have unbelievable careers. Andy Reid and Marty Morningwig and Dirk Cutter, and I think in 10 years, 15 years, we'll look back and say the same thing about Bush Hampton.
How does Brady and his skills fit into what you kind of envision for where his offense is kind of next?
Yeah, really, for us, it's about fitting it to what he does best. It's about taking our offense and pushing it in the direction that Brady can really operate. Brady's worked really hard since he's been here to continue to become an accurate passer. He's got good arm strength and velocity. He's a tough runner, but his I think biggest strength is between his ears. He's got a great mind. He understands exactly what we're doing, and he anticipates what defenses are doing and knows what the scheme answers are. And so we've got to do a good job of giving him opportunities to play to his strengths. I do think one of the things that he likes to do is run the football, and I think that was one thing that we kind of emphasized in these first 10 days of camp was let's make sure that we don't shy away from the quarterback run game, which we did a little bit too much maybe the previous 2 years.
His ability there and that athleticism, I think, surprised a lot of people who maybe hadn't seen him play. I mean, was that something that you saw even his freshman year that, hey, this is something he's got?
Yeah, I mean, redheads are great athletes, man. I don't know why everybody's surprised by that. No, I think that's kind of when you look at his numbers in the weight room with Coach Russ, I mean, he's got a great vertical jump. He's one of the 15, maybe 20th fastest players on our teams. When you look at his 40 times, he's got incredible strength numbers. He works at everything you ask him to do. I mean, the dude's going to graduate with a degree in December in 3.5 years. I mean, and most people don't know this, but he graduated early. Chaminade had never let it happen before. He actually graduated, got his GED to come to school here and enroll early, and then they retroed back his degree from Chaminade. So like it means something for him to be here. So yeah, Mama Cook's not real happy about that story, but Jim was fine with it.
Is having him in that role as sort of the in-state guy, does that help with recruiting?
No, best player's gonna play. Nah, that really didn't factor into the decision at all. I don't care if he was from Mars or Michigan or Chaminade. It didn't matter to me. We gotta have the best player play, and whoever rose to the competition, and he did.
How does his skill set allow you to be a more aggressive play caller?
I think that's just got to be the mindset I've got to be. I can't go into a game trying to protect him from these mistakes or this mistake or can't run the football or blah, 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 blah. It's, hey, we're going to go run whatever we feel like is the best opportunity for us to win. We got to put that in the game plan and let him go. We come up with the ingredients. He's got to cook the meal.
How many times do you plan to use this?
A lot.
Quick injury stuff. I mean, is Nate Pete back? And then I know Tavoris looked like he might have been a little bit banged up the other day.
Yeah, who stinking put that on the internet? Huh? Wasn't it somebody in here put T-Man pulling up on the? I throw y'all a bone, letting y'all watch a couple of live deals. Nate Pete's out there. He's not 100%. He tweaked a soft. He's back full speed from his first 3-day miss, but then he tweaked a soft tissue injury. But I anticipate he'll be back probably tomorrow night for the scrimmage. If not, if the docs think we need to give him another day off, Friday's our off day, and then Saturday's family weekend, so he'll be ready to go by Saturday. T-Man, pulled up in his first college carry in a live scrimmage, scores a touchdown, and got a little bit of a knot in the back of his hammy. So nothing serious. We'll be able to get that corrected.
This is kind of big picture, but it touches on Brady a little bit. People talk about developmental programs in college football, ones that maybe don't recruit top 10 classes but still win really well. Is that harder to do in this league where you've got to invest in players and develop them over time rather than just throw out a 5-star to replace another 5-star?
It's hard to do if you're getting rid of coaches every 3 years. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're not going to give people time to develop and build their programs, then that's a tough way to go. If the mindset of the programs and whatever are different, you got to win right now, then coaches don't have that opportunity. I think irregardless at that position, quarterbacks have to develop into their self. They got to find their identity as a quarterback, and then they got to find their identity within the framework of the offense. And so it's hard to play. It's hard to play all the positions in college football, but man, it's really hard to play quarterback, especially with the expectations and the pressure. And so, yeah, I think you have to give guys time. You know, we told Sam we're putting you in the incubator and, you know, let you bake a little bit.
Anything else for Coach?
Since you named the quarterback, do you want to tell us the other 21 starters?
I mean, no, not really. 'Cause, I mean, I got a pretty good idea on most of them, but like the punter is still, it's too close to call. We're going to try to really figure that out tomorrow in our live scrimmage. I will say this, man, we're having really good competition. I mean, there are people that are uncomfortable right now in the depth chart. You know, guys that have been on the ones for 2 years and they're running with the twos. And it's not personal. It's meritocracy, man. You get what you earn, and just because you've been here before doesn't mean you just get to roll in there. You got to produce and you got to perform. And in the past, maybe we didn't have enough depth to get that done. We do now. We do, and it's a battle out there, man. You don't bring your A game, your butt's going to the twos, and so that's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging. People don't like that, but that's where the growth happens, man. Where there's that confrontation and that response. That's why this camp so far has been a lot of fun.
I don't know if Javon Foster's one of those guys, but he seems like he's getting a lot of attention this year coming into the year based on what he did last year. Kind of where is he in this development?
Yeah, Javon's running with the ones. No, you know what though? But he's a great example of a guy who had to earn his way and doesn't take it for granted, man. That sucker brings his A game, and in the weight room, in the meeting room, always taking notes. He's absolutely getting a lot of attention. When you play left tackle in this league and you get to go against some of the great players in this league and you hold your own, which he's done consistently, you get noticed. And, you know, he's going to end up being a 2.5-year starter, potentially a 3.5-year starter in this league. It's pretty special. Pretty special.
Anything else? Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Brady, were you, surprised? What was the reaction when Coach went ahead and made the call, I guess, last night?
I wouldn't say I was necessarily surprised, but just more overwhelmed with it was like this fulfilling happiness kind of. Just something I've been waiting for and working for a long time. So when I got the news, I was pretty excited about it.
You don't need to go down a bad road, but what's harder, getting the job or keeping the job?
Yeah, I guess that's something I'll find out, huh? But yeah, I think it's a job that you continuously have to work for and compete for every day and every practice. So I'll do my best to do that.
Brady, being from St. Louis, growing up in Missouri, how much does it mean to you, to be the starting quarterback at Mizzou?
Yeah, it means everything to me. This is I'm in a position right now that I used to dream of, and I've really worked my whole football career for this moment. So it means so much, and just growing up and watching the Tigers and being from St. Louis, it means even more. So it's really special.
Who got the first phone call or text message?
My parents.
Brady, after the bowl game, did you have yourself any kind of checklist of here's the things I need to work on so I can get started in the next game?
Yeah, I think just mental preparation and just an overall understanding of what the defense is doing, and just a sense of feeling more comfortable out there. That was my takeaway from the bowl game, and that's what I tried to replicate and work on in the offseason.
Go ahead.
There was obviously some disappointment after the bowl game there, but over sort of the past, 8 months at this point, have you gone back and looked at that at your performance, and was there any time that you used the positives from there throughout this battle to understand you could do this, that you could get to this position?
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched a bowl game many times, and I was impressed with some of the plays I made, just as far as scrambling and extending things goes. But then I also took away just some misreads that I think now that I would make, and just you just tell I was a little uncomfortable out there. So I took away a lot of things from that game, good and bad.
What's your role now? I mean, continuing to make sure whether it's Tyler, Sam, Jack, whoever else has to be ready to play to help those guys get ready as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that job will not stop, and we're all still going to compete and make each other better. And I'm going to do my best to lead that room and represent the quarterback room well. And we're all going to be great players. So.
You showed a lot of encouragement out of you today for the guys behind you, even after the announcement came out. Is that kind of part of you leading that quarterback room?
Yeah, absolutely. If it was the other way around and I wasn't right here right now after the announcement, I would be pretty disappointed myself. So I feel for those guys because I know they put in a lot of hard work. They competed their butts off too, just like me. So I know what they're going through, but I'm impressed with how they took it, and they continue to compete today, and they have a great attitude. So it's gone over pretty well.
Was there ever a moment where you were discouraged or lost confidence, especially when they were kind of shopping the portal away?
Not really. My plan was to be here for the 2022 season and compete my butt off regardless of who they brought in. So, my plan never really changed, never really wavered. Here we are.
You said it was lifelong dream. I think they used a picture of you. You looked like you were about 8 in the Mizzou jersey last night. I mean, do you remember kind of the origins of thinking, hey, that's where I want to go, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. I can clearly remember being in the stands as a young kid watching games, and it kind of seemed surreal to think that I could do that one day. And obviously that just became more and more real as I got older and realized that I really wanted to do this thing and play football. So, I really am just kind of feel like I'm living in a dream.
This is going to depress those of us who are not 21 years old, but who was the first Mizzou quarterback you remember watching?
Chase Daniel.
Do you know the Gaverts well? Because Brett's about your age, and then Blaine's the last St. Louis quarterback to start here.
Yeah, me and Brett are pretty good friends. Both from St. Louis, and we train and throw whenever we're back home over Christmas or whatever that it may be. And I've seen Blaine around in St. Louis, done with him a couple times, and great family. So yeah, I like the Gaverts.
I know it's keeping the job is next, but after that, what's next on football for you? Is it kind of building rapport with wide receivers, kind of same rapport with the center, and that kind of stuff? What's next in fall camp trying to get better for week 1?
Yeah, I think just building the offense as a whole. Just continue to build camaraderie and just lead this offense and make sure we're ready to go week 1.
Drake touched on this a little bit, but what can you say about the competition through all of camp at every position that you've seen?
Yeah, I think the whole team is doing a great job of competing. The energy's high. Every position group has great attitudes, whether in a competition or not. The team's excited, and it's been a really good camp so far.
Anything else for Brady? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
William, if you've got questions for Elijah.
Elijah, first big news is we know who the starting quarterback is. Just tell me, since the bowl game, what you guys have seen out of Brady and just working with him all summer.
Me and Brady had we kind of had a connection since we first came in. That's who I came in with. All the competition so far has been crazy, and we're just behind Drinkwitz whatever decision he makes.
How have you seen Brady grow as a player since y'all came in here?
I have, me and him as a whole.
How?
You see him day by day getting stronger, getting smarter. He takes his progressions a little different now.
I know you're going to support whoever the quarterback is and whoever the coach picks, but Brady was in here saying this is kind of this is what he's wanted to do, starting quarterback at Missouri since he started playing football. When you see it pay off for a guy like that, is that something cool to see as a teammate? What's your reaction there?
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was a long time coming, especially with him, the hard work he's been giving out.
Going through the offseason to now, is there one thing you were trying to improve on?
Just a lot of different things. Basically, just mastering different crafts, for real.
What did you pick up from watching Tyler last year?
Really, his patience, I mean, we still talk to this day. Me, him, and Larry separate on separate occasions, stuff like that. Just checking on each other.
What's the energy like in the running back room right now? Obviously, there's some competition there too.
It is, and I mean, we're all together with it. We all move as a pack. Nothing else.
Anything else for Eli? Thank you, sir.
Everyone got offensive line, Javon Foster. Javon, what do you feel like you kind of figured out last year? You had a really good year, but what did anything come easier for you?
I'm from last year to this year. I really focused on watching a lot of film and stuff. So like improving on trying to realize the edge pressure and stuff like that. Just looking at film, breaking down my sets, breaking down like when I got beat, why did I get beat, and stuff like that.
Did you study any other tackles or just kind of your own game?
Oh yeah. I studied Tyron Smith always. He's so nice with his sets. It's so nice. So I look up to him a lot. I look at a lot of Trent Williams. He does a lot of great things. Yeah, them pretty much. I really focus on Tyron Smith though a lot, cause his technique and stuff is so nice. Yeah.
Coach Drinkwitz was saying that you guys were live scrimmaging on Sunday there. On the opposite side of the ball, what are you seeing that's different over there from this time last?
The guys, they hungry. A lot of the guys, like this whole camp has been like so competitive. Like everybody's hungry. Everybody trying to prove something. Everybody's trying to get better every day. We helping each other out by doing that too, by going hard every day. So it's just been a lot of competition overall. I just say in camp in general.
Are there some players that have been particularly difficult to go up against? Someone that's really standing out over there?
Well, I always go against Isaiah and Tree. I've been going against them guys for years now, so it's always, you feel me, we know each other kind of, so it's always a challenge each and every day going against them. So, yeah.
Is Coach Johnson had any kind of special message or goal for you this year, or is anything that's really resonated that he thinks you can go to the next level?
John, he just want me to improve. The biggest thing is just improve every day, take it little by little, take a step each day. You know, never want to take steps backwards. So every day just focusing on improving and just even stuff on tape, like just say I messed up on something on my little footwork, then focus on that the next day and try to get better at that. So just little stuff like that.
Are you pretty close with Larry Borum?
Yeah.
What he's been able to do now at the start of the NFL, the young guy, is that inspiration for you, or how's that?
Yeah, definitely. He's from Michigan too, so Larry. I'm so proud of Larry. Like it's just crazy to me to see him at that level. But I knew he can do it. Everybody, if you was here, you knew he can do it pretty much. So yeah, Larry. I'm just proud of him, honestly. That's all I can say.
Javon, I know you guys will support whoever coach's pick is the quarterback, but just what have you seen out of Brady in the last 8 months since the bowl game and kind of his leadership of this offense?
Brady has been focused. I can see he's been working every day. I say he's been working hard, like honestly, and he's just so passionate about running the offense and want to know everything. And that's honestly what we want from a quarterback. And he's just been doing it every day, and he's been turning out nice. He's been have a real nice year this year.
Coach said that you were one of the players that have kind of proved why they should stay in that starting role. What's it been like having some more guys on your toes this year?
We got a lot of young guys and stuff, so yeah, they're making me go even harder because our young guys, they're really nice too. So it's even watching them every day grow and teaching them things, and if they ask questions, to helping them out. But yeah, just watching them come from the first day of camp to now has been crazy, just to see how they're picking up on things and just learning so fast. So it keeps me on my toes.
One of those young guys, I know he's kind of working on the opposite side, but with Armand, I mean, coming in, even though he was here in spring ball as a true freshman, kind of working in with the twos and stuff. How tough is that on the offensive line in this league?
Yeah, that's very tough. I know when I came in, I wasn't going with the twos. So yeah, you can just tell how good of a player he is and how good he's going to turn out. Armand, he's working hard every day. Like he always asking me questions, trying to pick my brain and stuff like that. So I like that. He got a bright future.
Anything else?
Thanks, y'all.
questions for Trajan?
Trajan, what's the kind of overall attitude and just, I guess, enthusiasm to get going and get last year behind you guys then on defense this fall?
Of course, we all excited, we all ecstatic because we working together as a unit, getting tighter as a brotherhood on the defense, and we just real excited to just showcase what all the hard work we put in. So like I would say like the drive, the mentality is a little stronger.
How long did it take you in that room to figure out who everybody was? I mean, there's a lot of new defensive linemen this year.
I would say like the first day of camp, honestly. Everybody came out. The new guys came out on fire. I mean, a lot of guys showed what they can do for this defense, and I'm just excited to see it.
Trajan, 2 years ago you put up big numbers. Last year Isaiah did. This year, what happens? Can you both do it at the same time?
Yeah, we both can do it, and I'm confident in it, and I'm just excited to see what the whole defense will do as a whole. So, me and him gonna do well together, and also the defense combined. So,
what does that mean for the defense if you've got two, all SEC guys on each end?
Shoot, that adds more to more. Honestly, we just adding different aspects of the game, different intangibles that me and him possess. Other guys on the defense is ready to showcase what they can do too. So I'm just ready to see all of us showcase this.
Are you two competitive against each other, like who's going to put up the best numbers or things like that?
Oh no, we both like humble about it. We both work together because we know the team comes first. So we're just excited to see what can we add to the team.
As a guy who's been on the opposite side of the ball as Brady for the past 2 years, how have you seen him grow?
I seen him grow a lot during like the team periods and fall camp. I would see he look around and he makes a lot of checks. He realizes the formations. Sometimes he gives the hard count to see where the blitz is coming from. So he's a very intelligent guy, and all the quarterbacks in the room as well. Like they're very intelligent guys. I would say that they were coached really well to just understand the formations and understand where the blitzes is coming from. So I feel like as a whole they're doing good. But Brady is very intelligent.
I think his athleticism, mobility surprised some people when he got on the field last year. I mean, is that something you see pretty regularly in practice when he's in the pocket?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised. I mean, like I already know what he's capable of doing. So I'm just excited to see that he's getting his chance.
Anything else?